The level of excitement I had this weekend when I was checking out Kristen's Instagram story about Jimmy playing baseball was more excitement than I've had for my own team in years, my professional team in years and years and years.
All right, so here's the update when it comes to the final game of the small ball season for the Colorado Rockies.
4 games.
Yeah,
4 games.
What a long, grueling season.
Oh, month. It was a month and a half. All right, so yeah, it was the last game of the season. We were a little nervous because Saturday's weather was kind of iffy, but we had an afternoon game. We were like, is it going to get rained out? Is it not going to get rained out? But, I was on snack duty and my husband Bart was on dugout duty. And again, you got 14 4-year-olds, okay? They all take the field, by the way. All 14 of them are out there in the field.
It's so the cutest thing. So if you've been to one of these games before, they all just kind of hop out there at the same time. And it's just the cutest thing ever. It really is to watch them just collide into each other.
They literally in the outfield, they all do this dog pile trying to get the ball, and they're actually stealing it from each other so they can throw it in. It's crazy. But I told you guys the game before that, Jimmy refused to play. Had to bribe him to get him out of to get his uniform on, to get him out of the house, to get him to the ballpark, to get him to the field, to get him into the dugout where he sat the entire game. Never got off the bench, never went to bat, never went in the outfield. Just him and I in the dugout, him sucking his thumb with his lovey horsey and just watching the game. So I'm like, this was a waste of money. And I'm like, all right, last game of the season. Again, I'm on snack duty. Bart's on dugout duty. Hopefully this kid gets out there and plays. And then I told you about my neighbor, Brian, who was out in his yard with his kids, and Josh and Emily were, throwing pitches, and he got Jimmy all tickled with the word dinger. And so Jimmy got real excited about hitting dingers, and all of a sudden he was into playing. And I'm like, all right, dinger's the word. We just got to say dinger a lot and we'll get him out there. Y'all, dinger worked.
It was the dinger that did it.
And Emily came to watch him play. Our neighbor across the street, and she's 12, and she had practice at Chastain, and she stayed to watch Jimmy play in his last game. That kid put on a show for her. It was so cute.
Nice.
His little sheepish face when he saw her in the stands, and he's like, my girlfriend's here. It was so cute. So that kid got out there. He batted both times. He hit dingers both times, connected on the ball, kept his eye on the ball. He's out in right field, messing around with Luke. So I go out there to film him and Luke dancing to everybody's at-bat music,
Cute.
right? Because they weren't paying a lick of attention. All of a sudden, I hit record. One kid hits a line drive right to right field. And what does Jimmy do? Puts his glove down and he stops it.
Come on, Jimmy.
He stopped it.
Go.
Guess who got the game ball? Jimmy!
Now he's going to be asking for a bigger contract. It's going to be a holdout.
He's like Mr. May instead of Mr. October.
Now, just so you know, every kid gets the game ball at some point in time during the season.
Don't leave that out the story. They don't need that.
But he actually deserved it.
Yeah, okay.
He had 2 dingers, and he had a great stop in right field. The kid hustled. He played hard. He got ice cream after the game. It was a big day on Saturday. It was a big day.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, what you will also notice at any one of these games also is the parents are there drinking their beverages.
The Stanley Cup.
Out of their Stanley Cup.
But what's really in the Stanley Cup?
Take it from here.
So I saw this article and I want us to debate. And the headline of the article says, is it okay to drink at your kids' sporting events? All right, so this comes from scarymommy.com. Love following them on social. And this is an article from Jamie Kenny. And it starts with, if you're a parent with children of a certain age, there's a good chance that youth sports has absolutely conquered your evenings and weekends. That is absolutely true. And so she found this on Reddit. And the Reddit user said, my wife and I disagree if drinking alcohol at your kid's sporting event is appropriate. And here's what he wrote in his Reddit thread. He goes, my sister-in-law is one of a few parents bringing cranberry juice and vodka in a thermos to her son, 10, and my son, 12's afternoon soccer games.
I'm guessing if you see 100 of those mugs, 40 to 50% of them are filled with alcohol.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's half?
I
For
would
sure.
have said 60.
Yeah.
Wow. I think so.
All right, so let's say 30%.
All right. So he goes, I think it's weird and inappropriate, but my wife says alcohol and sporting events are a normal thing.
Drinking them out of Braves game.
And that as long as, yeah, because those are equivalent. And as long as people aren't overdoing it, then what's the big deal? So opinions in the comment section were split and pretty strong. One Redditor said, not appropriate. If I see someone doing this, they are immediately less worthy of my respect. You can't drink your beer at home.
Wow.
Somebody else said, look, I'm from a heavily drinking / party town, and I live in a country where all the beer gardens have areas for kids to play, and you can get a beer / wine at the amusement park and zoo and museum cafeterias. I'm not exactly a prude about alcohol, but if your wife can't see the difference between adults having social drinks at an adult sporting event and mom sneaking hard liquor to sit through a kid's afternoon game, I'm going to immediately think there's a history of alcohol abuse or dependency in their family.
There's something about a vodka cran being in your Stanley Cup that feels like a problem. If you told me Chardonnay, I don't know why that hits me different, or like a Miller Lite. A vodka cran is like, okay.
Or a White Claw.
Or a White Claw's fine.
Yeah, so, but no, you're probably going to be, maybe you'll be surprised by my reaction, but yeah, no, don't drink at your kids' sporting events. Like, that's just... People already, and we're only at 4, and so people aren't, it's just cute to watch them. It's not heavily competitive. Everybody gets to bat. Everybody gets to run. Everybody gets to go on the outfield. They don't keep score, whatever. I know as they get older, it gets more intense. And with alcohol, that just increases the intensity of parents to behave like a-holes. Don't drink at your kids' sporting events. Like, it's not necessary.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
Nah, I did it from time to time.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I think it's levels to it, right? I think you should know yourself. If you are the person that cannot control your emotions off of, and you're gonna have too much and be doing, then yes, you have to know that it's not for you.
And if you're the one driving,
or if you're the one driving,
the kid's home.
I think if you got a little something in your cup and nobody knows and you enjoying the game, I see nothing wrong with that.
I don't got a problem with it.
You shouldn't be taking shots like that. That might be a little much.
You got the shot ski in the dugout.
No, I think we should go one step further, like champagne with the sparklers coming out in the stands.
Oh, you mean like when you're at the club?
Yeah.
The Bert Show.